Shalom and good morning. Brother Randy here. Was out early this morning. I mean, it is just a crisp morning. I mean, I just love these fall mornings where, you come out, the breeze is right. I mean, things are just looking beautiful. Fall is just about to set in and it just feels great out. It's just like one of them days where it's just the perfect set of conditions to work outside and definitely doing pole barns, working outside, whether it's gardening, building, roofing, anything's basically where you're putting your hand to the plow. It is just a wonderful time to work, and man, I love these times. I really love these times. But I can look back from 2 years ago up to this current time and talking to alpha males. I'm talking about just men holding it down, men just getting it done. And we've had this conversation with several of them, and the serious problem that we're having today is that we lack real accomplished men. Have you noticed? I mean, and you got to be an alpha male. You got to be an accomplished man to know this. And so there's so few accomplished men. There's so few men today that society is producing. And I've said it several times previously. I know more accomplished women that are holding it down, getting it done. Now, I'm not talking about welfare queens. I'm talking about master's degrees, PhDs, corporate jobs, six-figure incomes, houses, nice cars. I know more of those women than I do know men. And it really is a grievous thing to see, because in order to build a nation, a community, a tribe, you need strong men. And when you lack strong men, it's very difficult to accomplish anything. And it seems as though this is the challenge that we are facing as a culture, as a people, and as a society as a whole. At 18 years old, I had my own place, and I was standing strong on my own 2 feet. I wasn't making a lot of money, but I had my own place. I had a little job, and I was putting myself through college. And if you fast forward to today, now even back then, it was hard to find a young man or a young brother, you know what I'm saying, that was holding it down to that level. You fast forward to today, you got men 25, 30, 35 years old, still living with their mother. You got men 40 years old, still can't provide for their families. You got the women going out and working while the men staying at home. You got men that can't lead and guide their homes. You got men that can't think and can't strategically plan for their own homes. And talking to these other men, who head up, homesteads, this is a major problem. This is a major problem. And you look at certain situations where, you don't want to surround yourself with a certain caliber of people. I mean, you just don't. Especially going into what we're about to face in this country, you want to be around other men. Men that have proven track records of providing for themselves and their families. Men that have proven track records of standing hard on their own 2 feet. It's just so hard to identify and find real men today. Where should a man be at by the time he's 30? What type of socioeconomic situation should he be in? 20, 30, 40. Where should he be at? I mean, what kind of benchmark should he be at 50? If you're going on 50 years old, Because, see, if a person hasn't learned these skill sets and these traits by a certain age, chances are they'll never learn it. They'll never get it. They'll never get it right. It's sad. It really is sad. And, you know, it's true. Good men and good women, the good women are going to shack up with the good quality men, and a piece of trash women are going to be with the trash men. That's exactly what's going to happen. And that's exactly what is happening. Trashy women and trashy men. Good men and good women. You know, you look at good solid men, and they got good solid women. That's just a fact of the matter. And you women out there, if you got a good man, treat him right, because you see what's going on out here today? Woo! It's sad. It really is sad. And the problem also is this self-deception. And the thinking that you're a man and you're not, when you have no fruit or no display in your personal life that you are a man. And these people actually think that they're men. They actually think that, and it's even more sad to see a man that calls himself a Hebrew Israelite that don't have any fruit of being a real warrior, being a real man, being a real warrior in his life, warring against this system and overcoming against the obstacles that this system has created. Because let me tell you, growing up as a black man in this society today, you just got 3 strikes against you. I mean, you just got a pile of shit against you. And to overcome that and to become accomplished, it's stated a lot about yourself. Where should you be at 40? Where should you be at 50? Where should you be at 30? What kind of benchmarks should one have? And it's interesting to sit down with these other men and talk to them, and they say the same thing. A whole bunch of damn beta males out there. A whole bunch of castrated, limp pieces of crap that can tout a scripture, but when you look at their lives, they have nothing to show for it. This is why real men are despised today in society. This is why real women are despised today in society. Because there's so few of us. There's so few people, when you look at the mannerism of their life, can show something, can show accomplishments, can show benchmarks, can show going from faith to faith, glory to glory, going from accomplishing tasks and moving forward and growing spiritually, mentally, physically, economically. It's so few. It is so few. And this is why you real men out there, we got a challenge ahead of us, man. We got a challenge ahead of us. And so stay strong, you know. Stay strong, stay encouraged. I know y'all are, you know, and there's so few. You know, I mean, we were given numbers. And this happened about 2 years ago, and we were looking at it, a group, and we was like, how many men do you think are really over there? How many real men? Couldn't name 3. 3. It's a shame. It really is a shame, but this is where we are. This is where we are. And you're not going to grow a nation, a community, a tribe, nothing without real men. Oh, you can stage play and these beta males and but let me tell you something. When you got a calamity that is on the horizon, you don't want no stage playing bootlicker by your side. You want a real man that's a real friend, that have real skills, healthy in the mind. Because, again, this is another problem. These mental health issues, you don't want to be around an unhinged person in a collapse. You don't want to be around a man that cannot handle pressure and that cannot cope with tough times. If a man can't cope with tough times now, and he's drowning himself in drugs and alcohol, what do you think is going to happen in a collapse? What do you think is going to happen in a calamity? You don't want your wife and your children around such a man. He is a danger to himself, and he's a danger to everybody around you. Real men, step up. Step up. Continue to do what you need to do. You pieces of crap, unsubscribe, go on about your way. I don't care anyway what you think. You're no example of nobody anyway. This is only for a real man. Have a blessed day. Shalom.